Well, welcome back to the county seat. We're having a discussion about a proposed road out in eastern Utah to help bring out some of the mineral wealth that's up on the Tavaputs area, the eastern part of the state of Utah. And the idea has originally been proposed to carry that road all the way down so that it connects 40 and 70 as a second route other than Highway 6 through eastern Utah. A lot of issues with that, and of course the players in the game are the state with the institutional trust lands, Grand County and Uintah County. They've all joined us for this discussion. Mark, let's pick up this conversation. I wanted to get back to one thing. When this road was originally proposed in the 90s, there was a process that you went through or that the county went through. I don't think you were there at the time. And then you had to start all over again. What is the difference between this application process and the last application process? This would be a Title V, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That's correct. Now, the big difference is that road and that process, that EIS, was a project to go all the way to I-70. Mm-hmm. The project that we have proposed and that we're working on now ends at the Uintah County line. And in fact, I might mention personally that I would not like to see it proceed any further than that as well. For one reason, I think a lot of the jobs would move to Moab and Grand Junction. A lot of the suppliers, a lot of the economy, the commerce would move along that route rather than from Uintah County.
Do you really want to be saying that loud while Councilor Graham sitting right next to you from Grand County?
Well, and I understand their position. It is a very difficult road. It would be extremely costly to the folks in Grand County or to even the Utah Department of Transportation to finance improvements to that road. So for it to end at the Uintah County line is a logical solution.
Okay, so it's a round trip.
Yeah.
Or an out and back.
Going to have a big turnaround there at the end.
That's right.
Maybe a little fence.
But one of the big issues that we have out there towards the southern end of the county is access to our oil shale reserves. It's been estimated that there are 350 billion barrels of oil that can be accessed from our oil shale product.
That's like a 130-year supply, isn't it? I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot of oil shale. And they certainly can't transport that product over a gravel or shale roads.
Okay, well that makes sense. Does Grand County have concerns about viewshed and development and things like that with this project at all?
The county council has not gone there. You know, basically the county council, I think, has been especially in this last year's legislative session, labeled as environmentalists and you know, being against all development. And granted, there are many organizations in Grand County who are definitely lean toward the environment and the view shed. That is definitely a lot of our
Well, I know a lot
concern,
of your council
but
members.
a lot of our council members are not at all.
I was going to say
on that side.
Yeah.
This, to give you an idea of how important this is, this changed the form of government in 1992. Right. And that's how much our citizens said this is not a worthwhile road for us. So I want to reiterate that Grand County has no problem at all with you wanting, and we understand that you want to pave that road and all that. What we have a concern with is even if it's just paved to the county line and we're not expected to, the pressure will be on for us to do that. $330 million is what it would come to approximately if it's $6 million a mile. And then the pressure will be on for us to do that, and it would be very difficult.
So let me toss this out to all of you, just as a question. We only have about a minute to answer. But is it possible, I mean, you do maintenance agreements with the BLM, construction and maintenance agreements as a county. I know several counties that do that. And
with industry as well.
And so isn't it very possible that if there were an economic impact that like say the rail issue, and that would mean better operations for Uintah County, couldn't some other entity come in and actually build that road with a maintenance agreement if they saw economic benefit from it?
From my point of view, that would be up to Grand County. We encourage them to make decisions for their county and do whatever is in their best interests.
Right. And we've not had anybody approach us to do that.
We still have got a few minutes to take some final thoughts, so I'm going to ask you all to come up with a final thought or concern about this road issue, and it doesn't seem like there's quite as much difference of opinion as might have originally been thought, so we'll be right back with the county seat. Our topic is the Seep Ridge Road in eastern Utah and its construction. We'll be right back.
State of Utah School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration. SITLA manages 3.5 million acres of Utah lands with the express purpose of furthering the education of Utah students while promoting local industry, oil and gas, even residential development, all at the same time. Through the careful use of trust lands, we distributed more than $22 million to Utah schools last year. The State of Utah School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration, building the state's permanent school fund.
Imagine a place where the world's largest concentration of scenic attractions can be found, where radiant cliffs of 2 national parks and 3 state parks tower to kiss the azure sky. Come and visit any one of the many memorable sites and events that Bryce Canyon Country, Garfield County, Utah has to offer. Drive along National Scenic Byway 143 and All-American Road Highway 12 and experience the ultimate adventure.
Almost 45% of the oil produced in Utah, 7.8 million barrels, comes from Duchesne County. That oil feeds our state economy, provides job growth, and supports local business. Here in Duchesne County, we're working to make Utah an economic, cultural, and technological leader. Whether you're here for business or pleasure, Duchesne County will welcome you with open arms and invite you to explore all the beauty of the Uinta Mountains. Duchesne County, close enough for business, far enough to get away.
What is play? Is it culture? Is it adventure? Is it... Ooh,
it's a destination.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's correct.
Cedar City and Bryan Head Resort in the heart of Iron County, where outdoor excitement, culture, and the iron industry melt together. Come and forge a new adventure where play is the thing. You haven't forgotten how to play. It's just that you haven't been to the right place yet.